Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of What Women Want in Tech. I'm Leah of Unbox PH and I'm here with some of my techie girlfriends. Sino mo una, ladies?
After you.
Una si girl with the pink hair. Ay, ako ba? Sige. Nagkahiyaan pa tayo dito. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary. And, I'm Mary. Your tag girl, Mary. I'm very excited to do this. Actually, this is my first time na magkakaroon ng podcast. This is going to be played in Spotify, no? Tama ba? Actually,
Yeah.
gusto ko yung nagsasalita tayo na wala akong idea kung saan siya available.
This is a podcast for Spotify pero i-upload na rin
Alright,
natin
yeah.
sa YouTube kasi nag-makeup na tayo.
Yes.
True. That was a consideration when we did this.
And we're
Ako na
also
ba? Or
here.
tapos ka na
Oo,
ba?
ikaw na, girl.
Okay. So, I'm ang cute natin because we're being very polite right now. Nagkakapaan pa tayo. But like, guys, in real life, we are very, very noisy. And like, pag nagsama kami, oh my God, it's never gonna stop. But yeah, I just want to put that out
True.
there.
Sige, itigil na natin ang pagpapanggap.
Oo,
That we are
diba?
cool, calm, collected, and poised.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Isa. Hi, guys. Sobrang awkward. Okay. So, I'm Isa and I create tech content. Actually super happy to be doing this because like one of my advocacies for the type of content that I create is to sort of make women's voice heard when it comes to tech and what they want in tech, to be able to create tech content that caters to more lifestyle users, hindi lang yung traditional techies. And like, I don't know, this is a very fun idea to me. I even remember the very first time that me and Leia met at a tech event. Diba? This was what we were talking about how us as women, na minority tayo in the industry, we have like so many different concerns when it comes to tech, when it comes to covering tech. And like now, I'm just so happy that we have an avenue to talk about all that.
Ako totally agree. I mean, you girls know how excited I am, di ba? Pinagawa ko si Jamie ng artwork and everything. Kasi
Wait, si Jamie pala gumawa nun.
Well, si Sean, thank you, Sean. Si Sean yung gumawa ng parang cover natin. Pero yung per episode natin, si Jamie. Oh, di ba? So they're tapping into their feminine side. I don't know if that
Thank you,
sounds wrong.
Sean and Jamie. Ang bait naman.
Yes, they are very supportive naman ang hobby at ang mga guy
Totoo.
friends namin dito.
Totoo nga, happy wife, happy life, no? Hindi, pero I have to agree with Isa kasi syempre, parang half of the population, syempre, women. We have women and tayo yon. And it's only logical na parang half of the workforce, syempre, in terms of tech, diba? Dapat tayo yun eh. So, I'm glad nga na like there are more female or women in tech. Noong una parang iilan lang yung kilala ko. Like, ako, si Isa, si Leah. And then, I started knowing Liz Tech, si Liz. Actually, Liz is supposed to be here, no? Kaso,
Yes,
may technical problem lang sa kanila. Wala daw internet. So,
matinding problema yun.
pagdasal natin ang internet ni Liz.
Oo.
And marami na rin ako nakikitang nagre-review ng, anything related to tech sa YouTube, which is actually good.
I
So
agree.
yeah, we decided to do this kasi right now, there are more women, but it's still predominantly male. If you think tech, you don't think of a kikay girl right away, right?
Correct.
It's really some guy with all the newest gadgets na, alam mo yun, the most powerful. But the truth is, we all use tech regardless of gender. And so women, regardless kung single ka, married ka, or whatever work you're doing, student ka, we all use tech. So we should have a voice. And that's what this podcast is all about. Kaya, umpisahan na natin ang, should I say, medyo controversial na topic.
Gusto ba to?
So ito, Isa, Mary, does size matter? ... In your smartphone.
Of course. Actually, not just in smartphone. Any kind of tech, like camera yan. Pero yeah, basically smartphone kasi yun naman yung lagi natin ding ginagamit.
I agree.
Gusto
While
ko yung
for
gusto ko yung
yeah,
careful yun.
I'm phrasing myself carefully. Although performance is of utmost importance. Ano yung sinabi mo kanina, Mary? Gusto ko ikaw magsabi. Ano yung sabi mo
Actually,
kanina?
sige, panindigan ko. Baka sabihin, si Mary magaling lang behind the scenes, eh. Hindi, sabi ko sabi ko performance matter. Pangalawa yung, of course, yung size. Totoo naman yun. When it comes to smartphones, we're talking about smartphones, guys, ha? Baka maligaw tayo dito.
Ah, gusto ko
We
yung
all know that
finish ko
smart
yun para sabihin mo. Sorry, sorry. Pero tawang-tawa kasi ako nung sinabi
Sinet
mo.
up ka talaga ni Isa para
Oo.
sabihin mo
Yeah.
yun.
Hindi, I agree completely. I agree completely.
I mean, diba, smartphones have changed a lot over the years. We started having smartphones for having a 3.5-inch display. Diba, usually ganun naman display
Mhm.
nung nagsimula tayo sa iPhone 2G, iPhone 3GS, and even Android phones. And then now, 2021, yung ating era, we started having smartphones na mayroong 7-inch display. And I don't see anything bad, but I don't see anything bad din naman for having a display na alam niyo yun, around 5 to 6
Yeah.
inches. And
Yeah.
people complain about that. Nung unang lumabas ang iPhone 12 mini, nila agad sinabi yung size. I mean, if you feel like complaining about the size, then maybe you're not a target market.
That applies to a lot of things. wait, okay, yes, I completely agree. And I would even argue that in every single type of tech, size matters. Why? Because people are also sized differently. And okay, this is a
Thank
big
you.
conversation. Diba? This is a big conversation that my boyfriend and I always have because he always tells me, alam mo ikaw, Isa, you have so many qualifications when you look for tech. Example, when I decided to buy my camera, when I decided to get my tripod, sabi niya kasi, you have a list of the things that you needed to do. But then your last qualification is that always it has to be small enough. And I'm like, how can you not expect me to want a smaller thing when at the end of the day, it's these arms that are gonna carry the tripod
Yes.
or the camera. So, bigyan mo ko ng super nice na camera. If I can't carry it to be able to use it properly, that's not gonna work, di ba? Like, it doesn't make sense,
Yes.
especially when we cover tech shows. Tapos, you walk around the whole day. Tapos, I'm carrying my own tripod, my own camera. I'm shooting myself with my backpack and my
May
laptop. How do you
lenses ka
expect?
pang dala.
Exactly. So sabi ko, so I mean, you can tell me, para sabi ko sa kanya, okay, you tell me that, but this is technology, it evolves. So once upon a time, I didn't even have a tripod that I could use. And finally, what? Peak Design is here, and it's the right length, and it's the right,
I
like,
love your tripod, I have
weight.
to say.
So, di
Isa
ba?
made
So
me
parang
buy
like,
that.
pero kasi it's perfect, di ba? Like, my point is,
Yes.
unang-una, that's all we can ever hope for in technology, di ba? And that's why we're here. That's why we give our thoughts so that it evolves to our needs. And I think that's one valid point, and that touches on why we have this podcast, and that touches on why Mary and Leia and I create content. It's so that our opinion is put out there and we let people know, we let these brands know what we need for our use case. And then, alam mo yun, nagtatumble siya, nag-avalanche siya into what they create for the market. So,
Mhm.
parang ako, very important yan sa akin, very near and dear. Kasi again, that's one of my goals as a tech creator. To be able to say na, oh, ito yung bosses namin, ito yung kailangan namin. Because at the end of the day, as Mary explained about the phones, why is it that we're getting bigger and bigger phones? Because predominantly, our reviewers are Caucasian males with bigger hands and they can handle bigger phones. And that's why when phones decided to fold, they decided that they will fold into a bigger screen kasi yung normal size nakikarry ng hands nila. And why are phones like the Moto Razr and the Z Flip targeted towards women? Because women want smaller phones naman that can be put in their tinier hands and tinier pockets. So parang like you see, like parang to me that's the disconnect. And that's why like voices like Leia's or Mary's or mine, I feel that's why like we're doing it, and that's why it's important to hear that. Ang dami kong tangent na yun Sorry.
It's very near and dear to you. But I have to say though, na yun nga, I appreciate that brands are starting to listen. Let's say you don't want a folding phone, that's fine. But even let's say Samsung, hindi na lang siya S21 Ultra kasi hindi naman lahat tayo pang ultra. So personally, ako in terms of size, I would go for the vanilla, the S21. Perfect for I have a very petite frame. You guys know that. Ako po ang pinakamaliit dito sa aming tatlo. There, I said it. So, alam mo yon, my hands are tiny. Ayoko ng phone na parang magkaka-carpal tunnel ako just using it. And considering how often we are on our phones, hindi po ganun katindi ang muscles ko sa wrist to hold such a big phone. Plus, ngayon, when I go out, feeling ko ang bigat ng dala ko because when I go out sa bag ko, it's not just my usual makeup. I hardly even put makeup on now when I leave it. Pero meron akong alcohol and dahil nakadry siya, may lotion, may dala akong UV wand. Yeah, I'm praning. Tapos that,
I'm the
and
same.
to
I'm
add
the
a
same.
big phone pa, alam mo yon, and I'm carrying enough in my tiny shoulders to add a
So,
huge and heavy phone.
it's very interesting because, for example, the iPhone 12 mini. I personally know that I was so excited over that tiny phone. I know Mary was excited. I know Leia was excited. But yeah, you know what happened, right? So the sales weren't as good, and now people are using that as fuel to the fire, saying that there is no need for smaller phones. But I'm like, maybe we should realize that sales weren't that good because the battery wasn't good, not because it was small. I mean, alam mo yon, parang I feel like even if it's not the top one priority for everyone, like it doesn't mean there is no need for smaller phones. Parang like coming back to Leia's point, like the fact that the brands are seeing that there is this untapped market. It's like it's a pretty interesting thing, and to me I like that.
I get it naman that for smartphones, if it's a smaller phone, everything is smaller. The screen, the battery. So may pros and cons yan. But to be totally honest, ladies, wag niyo ako awayan, pero ako, I'm willing to give up a bit of performance for a phone to be handier.
Smaller? Yeah,
Yes, I'm
definitely.
willing
I
to
completely agree.
compromise. Depende yan sa usage. For me, kasi hindi naman ako heavy user. So, I don't need the most powerful
Ka
thing
ba
out there.
talaga heavy user? Char.
Hoy, ha!
Parang
Cut ba natin
parang
yun?
iba naman
Joke.
yung may sasabihin
Wait, no,
sana
no,
ako,
no.
napigilan ko lang yung sarili ko eh.
No, pero hindi
Girls,
Pero hindi, I
i-upload
mean,
po natin ito.
wait lang No, hindi. May valid point ako, promise. Yung point ko is, like, people kasi, when they say, eto pa, and guys, ang dami kong hugot with this topic. So, I will warn you in advance. My point is, for example, when people say heavy user, what does that mean? People imagine that to be people who game, people who just like use all of these. But like, for example, ako, I didn't realize I was a heavy user, but what I do on my phone, I take a lot of photos. And, it still redounds to that. I do a lot of social media, and it still redounds to being a heavy user. So parang, my point is, like, sometimes, it's a matter of looking at what the target is and who is it for, diba? Like you said, especially, like you said, Leah, there's nothing wrong with wanting, like, let's say, a phone na isa-sacrifice mo, I don't know, cooling system, or ako kaya kong i-sacrifice ang 120 hertz refresh rate because I'm
Ako
not a
din.
gamer.
Ako
Diba?
din.
So parang, those are things that, just because hindi mo siya priority, and I always say this, just because these are not your priorities in your devices doesn't make them any less important. So if you want to sacrifice a little bit of performance, that just means that's not your priority in a phone. And a phone having good design, being pocketable, that's also a feature, ha?
Ikaw,
Yes,
Mary.
actually, when I first had yung Realme 8 and the 8 Pro, first thing that I noticed, sobrang nipis na niya. I mean, guys, this is not sponsored by Realme, pero it's one of pero it's the best example kasi ito yung bagong release sa market ngayon. And it's only right to mention, of course, new tech. So
Mhm.
when it came out, and then syempre gumawa ako ng video, and then ang first thought agad ng tao, they don't want it. You know why? Kasi wala daw improvement. the battery didn't even change. The camera
Processor.
changed. Yes, the processor is still the same. But
Mhm.
then for me naman kasi, maybe those did not change. Pero kasi yung phone, mas magaang and mas manipis. And that matters. So, for me, okay yung bagong Realme 8 series. Lalo na syempre yung 8 Pro for having a 108 megapixels. And having hindi lang syempre size, no? Having a phone na manipis and magaang really matters kasi imagine na lang, sobrang bilis na lang, alam mo, although hindi naman tayo lagi umaalis, pero having a phone like that, ang dali niyang ilagay sa bulsa na skinny jeans, ganyan. It's very pocketable.
Mhm.
And magaang yung phone, 'di ba? And kahit na hindi ganoon kalaki yung battery, mapa 5,000 or 6,000 yan, okay lang kasi honestly, being heavy user during this time, lalo na ngayon COVID season, parang hindi naman priority yung pagkakaroon ng sobrang laki ng battery kasi um, we always end up charging the phone naman. So parang
That's
anong point? Anong point
Basta
nung
may
pagkakaroon
fast
ng
charging, okay na ako. Kahit the
Oh
battery
my
is
yes.
God.
smaller.
Oh my God, can I just say, fast charging is a life changer. So, okay, first of all, never ko naging priority ang fast charging. I remember, trace back ko to kasi talagang I knew exactly the moment na nag-fast charging ako, tapos sabi ko, hindi ko na kaya bumalik. So, dati wala akong pakialam kung gaano katagal nag-charge yung phone ko. Kasi, nanggaling ako sa iPhone eh. So I came from an iPhone 6S and I was a wall hugger. And then eventually, when I switched to Android to review phones, I was like, holy, ang tagal ng battery, hindi ko kaya. So parang kahit
Girl,
3 oras ko pa mag-charge, okay lang. Kasi sa akin, parang whole day na siya. I don't have to carry around the lightning cord always. Like, naalala ko dati, ang rami ko pang naiwang lightning cord kung kani-kanino. Alam mo yon na parang, my God, ano ko, parang Hansel and Gretel, nag-iwan ka lang ng lightning cord kung saan. Alam mo yon. Tapos, eto yung pivot point. I reviewed the Oppo Find X Lamborghini. Yun yung special
Oh,
edition ng
nahawakan
Find
mo
X.
pala yun.
Dude, I had it. So like I had it. It was a $2,000 phone when $2,000 phones were unheard of. And I love the design of the Oppo Find X kasi yun yung I think first ni Oppo na talagang sleek considering it was a flagship
excuse me,
device.
sorry.
Gusto ko yung gawa. Sorry, tita.
Commercial. Hindi po to COVID.
So, I remember, parang everyone was like, oh, Lamborghini, Lamborghini, Lamborghini. Tapos parang ako, Kebs, Lamborghini, Kebs. Pero yung one of the features, yung fast charge, oh my God, after that, kahit anong charging ko, agit na ako. Kasi parang sanasanay ako na, alam mo yung I'll sit here, talk to you guys, plug it in, okay na ako ulit. Parang I never felt the charging and then I remember I returned to was it the Pixel. Tapos parang ako, ayoko na.
Spoiled ka
After
na for
yung,
life.
oh, it was the screen. It was the first time I realized that I appreciate a bezel-less screen and that I appreciate fast charging. Because after that, I was like, ayoko na. Naka-Pixel 2 pa ako noon, so ang laki ng bezels, di ba? Parang ako,
Oh, yeah. Not that I ever
sacrifice,
used a
don't
Pixel. I've never owned one. Nakikita ko lang siya. Yeah. You know,
But
I'm
it was
usually the funny thing is we're talking about size, but for years I've used a Note, which is huge. And that's when I knew na I need a
huge.
smaller phone. It's just that I needed the S Pen because of work. Kaya ngayon may separate phones ako. Usually may magaan akong phone na
Actually,
personal and a
actually,
work
Leia,
phone.
no, I parang may naisip lang ako bigla. Parang kailan kaya tayo magkakaroon ng phone na small phone, pero may capability to have an S Pen, like with Samsung. Pero
Yes.
like it's ano ba yung term doon? Tractable, nahabaan, bumabalik.
Ah, oh,
Retractable.
Oh yeah,
Um,
retractable.
kasi the closest that
Diba?
I considered was yung Note 10, 'di ba? May smaller version siya. May Note
Ah,
10 Plus
yes.
and may Note 10. But believe it or not, I'm willing to go smaller than the Note
May
10.
smaller pa. Why
Totoo.
not?
Pero alam mo, that's so valid kasi for example, ako, I recognize that the Samsung Ultra phones, they're so nice. They're so galing the camera. They're powerful devices. But personally, would I ever buy an Ultra phone? No, because it's too big. I don't like it. I feel like it's too heavy. It's too cumbersome. Leia's right. I agree with Leia. Hindi naman siya sa right. Like, but I agree with her opinion na if I were to buy a phone from the S21 line, I go for the S21. Hindi man lang plus, the S21.
Isa, speaking
Um,
of Ultra, ah, go Lea.
Hindi, go Mary. Mamaya na ako.
Sige,
Yung kwento ko
okay, sige.
embarrassing lang.
Oh my
Speaking
God,
of,
parang alam ko yung kwento ni Leia.
parang mas juicy yung sa'yo, pero sige, bibilisan ko lang. Speaking of the Ultra, I promised myself that I won't sell the Mi 11 Ultra. Kasi nga sabi ko, ang ganda nito, gusto ko to
God.
itago. Parang, I wanna keep it kasi yung technology na meron yun, sabi ko, baka hindi na to maulit. So, I wanna make that phone like, some sort of like remembrance. But
Wait.
then, I
go
started
on.
not using it because
Kasi
of the
malaki.
size. Sobrang bigat ng
Okay.
phone. Sobrang bigat
Alam
ng
mo
phone.
ba? Aha.
So, I started selling it. Binenta ko siya.
So, hindi na siya
Wala akong
souvenir.
plan.
Natawa lang ako
Wait lang.
Natawa lang
Plan
ako
kong
dun sa
i-keep
gradual
yun.
eh.
Wala akong planong ibenta. Kasi sabi ko, akin yun. Like, I wanna keep it. Pero wala eh. Parang, pag nakikita mo yung gamit na binili mo, hindi bigay ng branda, binili mo, galing sa bulsa mo, tapos malalaman mo nandun lang, nanaalikabukan. So, I'll sell it
Sayang.
na lang.
Especially pag phones, no? Parang sayang kasi alam mong naluluma. Yun yung
Yes,
issue
yun
ko.
nga.
Yung kwento ko pala, meron akong malas streak with big phones.
Yes.
I drop them and crack them. Like, the Note 9. The Note 9. I covered the event 3 days after the
New
launch.
York?
Nabagsak ko yung, oo! As in,
Yun ba
3 days
yun?
after the launch, girl, nabagsak ko yung phone, basag siya. Oh my God. Alam mo, hindi pa siya available. And it's because hindi siya mahawakan ng kamay ko. May malas streak ako na yung mga big phones, yun yung mga nadodrop ko. And hindi siya magandang drops. I've cracked a lot of
Alam mo,
screens. It
pero
broke my heart each time.
so ako, yung theory ko is like, parang kasi hindi mo naman ma-judge yung durability ng phone. Na nalaglag ko siya once nag-crack na kasi depende yun sa laglag mo eh, gets?
And
Diba?
malas
Kasi
sa
parang,
tip talaga eh.
oo,
And it's
oo,
glass na, di ba pag
oo.
dati uso pa yung display na super curve and it's so prone to cracking. It's not the brand's
Wait,
fault. It's really me.
hindi, pero kasi meron, like, my friend was the person who cracked the S10 on the first day, yung nag-viral na tweet, yung rainbow phone.
Uy,
My
tinalo
friend
niya
did.
ako. Umabot ako ng 3 days.
Like, oo, as in like one day, tapos it got cracked because he was trying to shoot it and it was admittedly a slippery phone. Pero wait, balik ko lang kay Mary. Mary, question ko sa Mi 11 Ultra. Like, yung whole, like, contribution ba ng pagiging malaki yung notch, yung pag hindi mo gamit sa kanya? Curious lang ako.
Wait,
Because like,
anong notch?
yung
What notch?
sorry, yung camera bomb, shocks.
Camera.
Kasi like, kasi curious ako because I really wanted that phone. I have not been able to get my hands on it. Pero when I saw that it was such a big bump, medyo na-turn off ako. I reviewed a phone with a similar back screen technology dati. That was like, alala mo yun, Leia, Meizu?
Oh, that.
The
Oh,
Meizu.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So it had a
years
tiny,
back.
but it had a tiny screen at the back. It had a QT screen. I reviewed it and called it a QT screen. And then their official Twitter decided to create a poll if they should start calling it a QT screen.
Oh my
That's not the
gosh.
point. Kasi like, what else do you call it? But my point is, so I reviewed that. I liked it. Pero it wasn't that big kasi. It was thin. It was a relatively thin phone. So that's why I was so curious kung bakit yung Mi 11 Ultra had
Ganun
such
ka,
a big,
kapal.
oo,
I
like,
think it's the sensor eh. I
sa
think
camera.
talaga parang nagkasabay. Like having a very large sensor and a very, to display. Parang, ano bang, wait, yung phone na sinasabi mo that came out, yung sa Twitter, like what are the features? What can it do? Touch?
It was such a luma phone na, pero like the idea was the same. There was a tiny little screen on the back that allowed you to take
To see yourself.
selfies. see
Mm-mm.
yourself, tapos pwede siyang always on display. Pero it wasn't like that powerful of a phone. That time, it was an okay phone. Pero like compared to like the flagships now, of course, it's not as powerful. Pero kasi, I was like, if it's just a screen, people have done it that it's not so thick.
Yeah, so maybe parang possible siya pero hindi nagawa kay Ultra, right? Yung parang yun ba yun?
Yeah. Kaya ako curious sa kanya na parang when I saw your photo where you put it, like wait, which is was it the Ultra? Yung sinabit mo dun sa
Yes,
laptop.
sa monitor
Oh
ko.
my gosh, that was wild. Okay.
Girl, sinabit ko siya and then MKBHD posted after like a day. Sabi ko, ginaya tayo ni Marquez. Ang kapal ng mukha.
Oh, di ba? Girl ang ginaya niya. Grabe yung
And
flame natin.
I'm pretty sure he did not saw that. Parang lahat naman ata
Oh,
tayo
you'd be
gagawin yun.
surprised. You'd be surprised. I think he's seen that.
I don't know. Pero, yeah.
Don't undersell yourself. A lot of people see your stuff.
For
Okay, thank
sure.
A lot
you.
of people
For
see your stuff.
sure.
Oh.
So, anyway, ladies, to wrap things up, does size matter? I think that's a big YES.
May
Nagtatangent na
pang-ending ako
tayo eh.
dyan.
Hindi, tapos
Nagtatangent
na
tayo.
tayo.
Oo,
Yes.
tapos na.
Having fun.
May sagot
Pero
ako
pwede
dyan.
Guys,
Go.
sige Mary, anong sagot mo?
Sige, to end mine. Ultimately, honestly, no. Just be sure kung ano yung phone na magma-match sa need nyo. And if it fits comfortably sa kamay nyo, and whichever pocket yung ginagamit nyo. Like for example, mas skinny jeans ka ba? Or hindi naman, or you're into loose pants or shorts, ganyan. Kasi you should also consider that. And then remember that big phones can get better pero hindi sila komportable. So kung hindi komportable yung ginagamit mo na phone for everyday, isipin nyo, you're gonna use the phone every day. So parang karelasyon nyo rin yan. So might as well get a phone that is, comfortable to use every minute, every hour, every day. Yun lang.
Agree. I completely agree. And it all boils down to priority, right? If it's, kung ang priority mo talaga is to take the best, ultimate, most awesome, great photos in 100 times zoom, malay natin yung niche ng content mo, di ba? So, kailangan lahat 100 times zoom, yun yung priority mo sa buhay, doon ka nagkakapera.
Yung pala. Yung pala, yung naisip ko.
Trabaho mo!
Yung pala nagbo-boso, yun yung work niya.
Paparazzi ka pala, di ba? So parang by all means, if nagsasacrifice ka sa size, pero yun yung priority mo, get it. Pero, on the other hand, if some people, hindi nila priority yon and priority nila ay size, meaning priority nila wanting a smaller phone, edi let them. Again, that's why I always say I'm all for having different brands, other choices, because more players mean more competition, means more choices for people who use them. And at the end of the day, kasi parang tayo, di ba, it's so easy to get caught up in, oh my God, I didn't get the best phone, or oh my God, what's the best phone, or what did I buy, or what did I spend on? Parang ultimately, technology exists to serve us, the end user. So whatever, like just Mary said, whatever fits you best, go for that. So I guess size matters in relation to you. Ang pangit to your size. Wow. No, to
Yeah, I
you.
was thinking
Like
that and then I edited it. I'm glad you said it. So yes, size
Nakakatawa kasi
matters
iniisip rin lang
in
natin
relation to
pareho,
the
no?
user. Oo nga eh, masyado na tayong in sync. So there, thank you so much guys for joining us. Ladies, if you have any, talagang I'm assuming na ladies yung makikinig sa atin. If you have any questions or any topics that you want us to talk about, let us know. We'd love to make chika some more.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Definitely. And I think that we have social media accounts. They already made them because she was so excited. We'll link it in the show notes and in the description of wherever you're seeing this. I'm assuming you can give us a listen on Spotify, and gusto ko yung I'm assuming lahat ng plug ko, no? And I'm assuming we'll have this video out. So we'll tweet it out.
Yeah.
Where can people find you, girls? Gusto ko.
Mary,
So,
go na.
Leia. Oh, Mary.
Are we like promoting ours or the women
Yes,
in tech?
girl.
Uh
Yours,
you guys
Ethan
can
Canada.
you can you guys can find me everywhere. I made sure of that. So mapa TikTok, Instagram,
I love it.
YouTube, Facebook. You can just type Mary Bautista YT and then lalabas na ako. Yeah. Easy as
Ang
that.
ganda no.
Walang kawala.
Wait, girl, I love that. I love how you said that with full confidence. You guys can find me anywhere. I made sure of that.
Yes.
Ang ganda
Making it easy for the
nun.
people, no? So yeah, in my
Oo.
case naman, I'm part of Unbox PH. We have a website. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. So do follow us there. Pero talaga ako, ang close to my heart, itong podcast natin to. Kasi this is us, guys. This is us, really. So I hope you enjoyed it. I always enjoy talking to you ladies. Ano ba? So see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye!